Today what we're going to do is we're going to look a little bit at functions and strings. Now we're going to do a whole chapter on functions later on in this course, but I think it's important to at least introduce the idea of functions here with a sample program or two. So what we're going to do is first, you've been using functions. The function you've been using all along, almost since day one, is the main function. Define main. So you really have been doing it. But what we're going to introduce now is maybe there's other functions we can use. So here's what we're going to do. When you define your other functions, you do it the same way, def or define, and we're going to call this greet. Same thing, you have to put a parentheses, empty parentheses for now, and a colon. And all we're going to put in define greet is print hello, hope you are well. Now, you may notice, and maybe you didn't know why we did this, but we always have main down here at the bottom with no colon at the end. What we're doing here really is we're actually calling main. This line right here, I'll highlight it, calls the main function. So if I print welcome to the program, and I don't have main here, I don't have that main, watch what happens when I go to run it. We got nothing. It didn't even print the greeting, the welcome to the program. Now if I put main, and then I run the program, hey, welcome to the program, just what we expected. You say, well, what about that other function up above there? What we have to do is call that function. What we have to do is right here, just the way we would call main, we'll call greet. Now let's see it work. Welcome to the program, hello, you are well. So line by line, it says welcome to the program, then it calls greet. When you call greet, it goes up here and does that. Now you might say, well, that doesn't seem really useful. I could have just put another print hello, print that hope you're well, instead of doing that silly greet thing, and it would have been fine. But what we can do here that's really, really nice is we can send stuff up. So let's put in somebody's name. Let's put in Logan's name, just because we've got to put somebody in here. And then we have to put something up top. They say, what's going on here? Greet Logan. So what we're trying to do is take Logan and send it up here to name. Now name is a variable. So what we'll do is we'll put the word name in here. Oh, maybe we better put a period too. So what it's going to do is it's going to, when I go to greet, it'll send Logan up here into name. So now the variable name has the value Logan. And if I did it right, it'll run well. And yeah, it did it. You say, well, yeah, but I still could have just used another print line. That's true. Functions are not useful if you're going to use them once. If you're just going to do something once, type a line or two of code and do it. That's really, we don't need to do that. However, if we were going to use this multiple times, so maybe we'll put live in there. Oops, I wrote great instead of greet. Greet Robbie. And I'm not going to get the whole class in here. I'm just going to do a few people. Greets at me. Now, instead of having to type this long line, print hello name, hope you're well, instead of having to print that 4 times, we don't want to do that. It'll just keep calling the function, and we keep using the function over and over. And boom, 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 it kept doing that. Now, obviously, this is a pretty silly example. It's not that complicated. But think about when you're writing for like a video game. You want a function for every time you fire your button, or every time you want to move to the left, or your weapon, or whatever that you're playing in the video game. So you put that in a function so you don't have to write, okay, create the little laser beam and fire it. No, you have a function. So every time you hit that fire key, playing whatever you're playing, Fortnite or whatever, it goes out and does it over and over. Now, the question is, can we send more than one thing into the function? And yes, you can. Let's try name1 and name2. Now, when you call greet, you have to send two things up there. So we'll have Billy and Bup Bup. He's an exchange student, I guess. I don't know. Don't know where he's from. Now we're sending two things up here. We can say hello name1, hope you are well. And we could do print and welcome to name2. Oops, and don't forget you have to put a comma if you're linking things. Also. So now we've sent two things up there. And let's run it. Yeah, and it took two variables. But you do have to watch. Let's say you don't put that second person. You just say greet Billy. So you've got one variable here and two there. And let's see what it does. We get an error. If you are accepting two variables here, you have to send two variables up. So Billy and Sally. And then we're fine. So these do have to match. You have to have the same number in both situations.